wrestle for Corey Macklin and Dave Brown. Dave, the juices are flowing. We got new talent coming in today and everything.
The debut this week of Billy Jack Haynes in the USWA. I've seen him. He's large, and we'll see how he does here on this debut.
This was the genuine bad man before there was a bad man, I can tell you.
All right. Hey, and not only that, Brickhouse Brown. Everybody knows Brickhouse. He's going to be around here today in a match. PG-13, big reunion a week ago, and they're back here today. Brian Lee, prime time, also on the program today.
Sir, we just got it all loaded in there. Great main event coming up, and we've got it all planned and ready for your excitement and enthusiasm. Get ready for it. We're going to be back in just one moment. Next gentleman coming out here, and you notice I said gentleman, is a name that I got to tell you is legendary to me. I cannot believe this is kind of like the gunslinger that comes out of everywhere. Look out for him. Here he is, Billy Jack Haynes. Has never been in the USWA, and we're glad to have him here, I think, today.
Legendary Lance Russell in the USWA. Let's get one thing straight right from the point. This is a new Billy Jack Haynes of 1995 updated version. Now, pro wrestling is the toughest sport going today, period, bar none. I boxed for 10 years. I'm a street fighter, and I'm a wrestler, and there's not a professional wrestler living, alive, period, that can beat Billy Jack Haynes. I've got a new attitude. Yeah, well, why don't you just shut your mouth right now while I'm talking? That's what I'm going to say. And you too. I don't pull no punches. I've had over 800 stitches in my head. I've had my teeth knocked out. My nose broke. My ribs broke in pro wrestling. And when I come here today, I want respect. I want respect. I have an opponent today that doesn't even know what he's getting into. Poor guy.
Well, respect is something you earn, Billy Jack, and we know of your reputation. Just get ready to wrestle.
Well, you look in my eyes. Do you see fear in my eyes? Do you? I see fear in your eyes and fear in everybody else's eyes. And this punk in here is going to be seeing fear in just about 5 seconds, man.
Hey, he didn't do anything to you. Let's get in and have a wrestling match. Let's go to Corey. You're the one for it, Corey.
Okay, Lance, we're ready for it. This is our opening bout today on USWA Championship Wrestling. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. First introducing 219 pounds from Millington, Tennessee, Charlie Laird. And his opponent today, making his first appearance in the USWA, at a weight of 280 pounds from the west coast of Portland, Oregon, here is Billy Jack Haynes. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. Bill Rush is referee. We're ready to go.
Billy Jack Haynes, one of those guys that almost immediately when he stepped in here, the fans didn't like him. He didn't do anything to endear himself to the fans with some of the insults he threw also. But he said one thing, right? His opponent doesn't know what he's in for today. I think that may be true.
I was sitting here, Dave, saying, I'm feeling sorry for Charlie Laird. I have never seen Billy Jack Haynes wrestle before.
You see fear, Lance Russell?
I see fear, and I don't blame him. Billy Jack Haynes, by reputation, is one of these guys that you hear about. I made the reference earlier to a gunslinger with a national reputation. This is the guy who everybody hates to see come to town because he is a genuine bad son of a gun. And you notice with that belly-to-back suplex he opened up with, he can wrestle. He can street fight. That's his trademark. But he can flat wrestle. Charlie Laird, whoa, takes the big upper forearm.
Big, vicious cut from that upper forearm. Now, not letting up. Billy Jack Haynes right across the back of his head as he walks across it.
You see a little bit of fear now, ladies and gentlemen?
See fear, he said. I see some power, no doubt about that. Charlie Laird picked up. Oh, what a knee lift. Man, he put him down on the mat hard.
Put him back hard and has no intentions of... However, he said he's in a good mood, and... whoa, I don't want to see him when he's in a bad mood. Billy Jack Haynes spent most of his wrestling career on the Pacific Northwest, and maybe in confinement. I'm not sure about that part of it, because he has been known to have a few street fights. Big whip. Charlie Laird, choke slam, and down he goes. As Billy Jack rolls him over, 1, 2, 3, call it all over with. As Billy Jack Haynes comes through with a relatively easy match in his opening of the USWA.
Charlie Laird just never able to get going. He was just overpowered. Look out, what throwing him out of the ring here.
He's in a good mood, and here he pulls him. Now, why don't you let go of him and just leave him alone? You won.
Hey, Lance Russell, now do you see fear? Huh? You see fear?
Why don't you let him go? Oh, come on.
You see fear?
Billy Jack.
Huh?
What are you trying to do with a kid? You beat him every way you could beat him. Now, that's the kind of thing that got you the reputation that you've got. Come around here and beat him.
USWA, any man with any guts. I don't see nobody with no guts in the USWA. Nobody. And Lawler, I'll be looking for you because maybe you got a little.
We're going to take time out. We'll be back in just a moment. We made a reference a little bit earlier about the reunion last week that Lawler pulled off there. For you folks that missed it, you got to watch it. It was a great moment of television. Lawler took things in hand. Enough of this infighting. Let's take a look at it.
They're being pointed to the other two chairs here. All right.
I'm not sitting there with Bill Dundee and Dundee over there to Dundee. I'm not sitting here. I swear I'm not going to sit here. Hey, Dundee, I'm not going to sit here. We don't understand. Get out and shut up.
Well, let me tell you this. This guy ain't a loser. This guy ain't a loser, and this guy ain't a loser. You're all four. You got to be four of the most popular wrestlers with the fans that ever stepped foot in the ring. And now what we got? Now what we got? We got all four of you guys fighting each other. And what happens is, I'm out here by myself, and I got Doug Gilbert, I got Brian Lee, I got Jimmy Harris, I got this big musclehead Max Muscle and Tommy Rich. They're all jumping on me while you guys are fighting amongst yourselves. And I am personally sick of it. So, Jamie, come here. Wolfie, come here. Come here. Now, I want you two guys to look in each other's eyes, and you just think about the last 3 years. You think about all the guys that have come in here and tried to put your guys down. Think of all the men that have come in here and tried to split you guys up. Think of the time that you had to bring your family and get involved to come out on top of the situation. But you did it, and you came out on top because of one thing, because the two of you were together, because you were a team. Now, are you going to throw all that away? Are you going to throw it away here today? I'm going to give you a chance. If you think that that was all just wasted time, if you think that the last 3 years don't mean nothing, then that's fine. You can go on to the back. You can go on to the back, too. But if you think PG-13 is worth saving, if you think PG-13 is a good team, then right now is the time to shake hands and show the world that you are a team. No, don't ask him. Ask yourself. Look at him and ask yourself. Come here, Bill. Come here, Brian. Stand up. Come on. Listen. I don't say you two got to hug each other. I don't say say you two got to be best friends. I don't say you got to drive up and down the roads with him. I don't say you got to go out to eat with him. But when it comes time to step in that ring, you know that this is somebody you can count on, and this is somebody that you need in your corner. And Bill, I know he's a smart aleck punk, but you got to admit, he's got talent, he's got ability, he's got a big mouth that he shoots off sometimes a little too much, but you do too, Bill. You're not to blame. I mean, he's not the only one to blame in this little situation. Both of you guys got your faults, but both of you guys got your positives, and it's time now to bury the hatchet, shake hands, and believe that all of us together can get the trash out of the USWA. Come on.
All right, brother, we're going to prove your manhood today. We're just going to see how much of a man you are. I'll tell you what, I'll probably regret this in the morning, but if all these fans over here want me to do it, and if you want me to do it, I want you to want to do it. I'll do it.
Well, now I got 4 guys standing beside me, and we're going to form a bond. We're going to form an army that's going to be unbeatable. So bring it on, brother, because we together are ready for you.
Tell you one thing, it has sure worked up to this time, and we got him in a main event a little bit later on. We'll be looking for that. Right now, Corey Macklin ready to bring on our next match.
Okay, Lancer, we're ready for action right here today on USWA Wrestling. Coming up now, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit bout making his way to the ring area. 229 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Scott Stud. His opponent today, 242 pounds, wrestling from Lexington, Tennessee, Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
I just watched Jerry Lawler. Oh, I just watched him reunite them boys. I've been back there crying. You know, listen, see, it shows there's no respect right here last wrestle. That's a big problem. But see, Jerry Lawler, when you've got pansies all around you, you can reunite them. But see, Brian Christopher, Bill Dundee, PG-13, the only thing was missing, boys, the only thing that was missing was a little kiss or maybe a little group picture. But I'm going to kiss you right across your faces with this, Lance Russell. I promise you that.
Hey, they've already... Will you quit? They've already announced you in the ring for a match. You're afraid to get in there. Doug Gilbert heading up to the ring, and we're ready for...
Well, it's Dave Slaughter. I want to add a little flavor to this show.
Let's get the match underway. I don't think we need your flavor here, Brian. I think we can handle this pretty well ourselves.
Well, you see, this is just a day off for Doug. Like Doug said, wasn't that real pleasant when they had that group? They need to go back there and have a group hug, don't they, Lance? Lance Russell, big reunitement, huh? How about those memories? This is 95, not 55. Who cares?
Yeah. Look, Brian, everybody does their thing, and we've got ourselves a main event coming up that'll find out whether they're reunited or not.
Yeah, main event. Anytime my name's on the card, it's a main event.
I understand. Leapfrog, nice reversal. Hip toss, and Gilbert goes down.
You see the hair pulling? You see how he pulled that?
Dream on, will you? I've been waiting for this match, and this guy comes out here and wants to step in and mess it up. Scott Stud, who has been on a roll and has really been looking good in there with Doug Gilbert. And Stud, with that wrist, turned it over and just caught it. You're talking about hair pulling. He raked his eyes right there. Great wrestling. Oh, no. Gilbert fires that foot out and nails Stud. He caught him hard coming in.
That's why Doug Gilbert is so dangerous. You think maybe he can't do things like that, and all of a sudden he surprises you, and that big, powerful super kick, and Scott Stud is in trouble as a result.
Give it up, boy, you're through. Give it up.
Don't hold your breath. Scott Stud roars back. Bangs Doug Gilbert upside the head, a foot in the midsection. Gilbert grabs the arm, whip across the ring, sunset flip, takes him 1, 2, and Gilbert kicks out at 2.
He almost had him. Those shoulders were down, and Doug Gilbert barely missed being eliminated in the match with an upset victory for Scott Stud. Boy, what a feather in his cap it would be if Scott can get a victory here on television today against Doug Gilbert. Brian Lee trips him up.
As Scott Stud went in to use the slingshot, yeah, I saw one. Don't come over and
take law and order, Lair.
Yeah, I understand law and order. That's what you call double teaming when Lee from outside the ring trips Scott Stud up. Doug Gilbert whips him in, catches him with a clothesline. Stud down. He doesn't need Lee to interfere. He's got enough problem with dangerous Doug Gilbert. And nuts him with that suplex right straight over and down.
Ooh, and then steps on his stomach as he goes across. Jumps on him. Oh, man, he hit him with a right fist.
Referee Bill Rush right there. Getting a little lenient.
It's not the first time Scott Stud's been in trouble in the match, and he's still battling Doug Gilbert. I don't think he wants us to throw the towel in, certainly. I think he wants Brian Lee to stay out of it. He'd be in much better shape if Lee hadn't tripped him up earlier.
Look at that one, talking about turning point. Caught him with a DDT as Doug bent over to give him a backdrop. Stud follows in, whips Doug across. Backdrops him right out in the middle of the ring, and Brian Lee stands up on the ring apron. Bill Rush over there. And Stud, mistake. As Scott Stud came over, Lee whipped something over to Doug Gilbert, Dave.
He threw a chain to him. Doug wrapped it around his wrist and has just pinned Scott Stud.
Doug Gilbert with help from a friend. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment.
All right, coming up right now, one fall, 10-minute time limit for our next bout. 183 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, Todd Johnson. His opponent today, weighing 232 pounds, wrestling from Miami, Florida, here is Brickhouse Brown. One fall, 10 minutes in time. Bill Rush is referee to Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
Brickhouse Brown attacking Todd Johnson at the opening bell. Todd hanging back in the corner. No slow start for Brickhouse Brown. He went right to work on him. He grabbed him from behind. Picks him a look. Oh, my goodness. Snaps a reverse neck breaker. Man, efficient.
Hurt me from here, Dave. Brickhouse stomping away. He's a rough son of a gun. Whoa, who is this? Billy Jack Haynes coming out here. We talked to Billy Jack a little bit earlier. Saw his debut match as he came out slapping around Charlie Laird. Back out again to take a look at some of the USWA talent, and he just saw a good move with Brickhouse Brown.
Great move. You see the fear in everybody's eyes when I come out here?
You got mine. Billy Jack Haynes, who debuting in the USWA, first time that we've seen him in this particular territory. And he's out here looking at Brickhouse, who is up against Todd Johnson. Oh, good move. Sometimes you get overconfident, and that's what happens to you. A whip on Brickhouse. Nice backdrop coming off the rope. Todd Johnson backs Brickhouse up and whips him diagonally across the ring, and he stepped in too quick. Really caught it.
Brickhouse Brown taking control back. Todd Johnson had got a pretty good move on him. Oh, man, snapped back, and Todd Johnson finds himself on the mat. Brickhouse Brown climbing the ropes. Look out. He's looking to end it right here. He flashes with a big right hand. 1, 2, it's history.
That's it.
Give the win to Brickhouse Brown.
No bad win for the Brickhouse. As he can, I hope that met with your approval.
No, it didn't meet with my approval. Yeah, he's a tough kid. I know Brickhouse Brown. He's a tough kid. But let me show you something right now. I told you I'm putting F-E-A-R into everybody in the USWA, especially you welfare freaks out there, food stampers. Let me show you how this man's supposed to go.
Hey, come on now, Billy Jack. You're not even involved in this. Billy Jack Haynes, thank goodness Todd Johnson got out of here. As Billy Jack Haynes, we saw what he did, Dave, to Charlie Laird a little bit earlier. And Billy goes in the back and grabs the kid. He just got defeated by Brickhouse Brown in the air.
You know, if he's
Come on now, we don't need that. Can't somebody come out here and...
That's how you do it!
If he's trying to prove he can beat up kids, that's not going to impress too many people, certainly not me.
Hey, he's been around. You don't have to go around doing things like that to a young man that just got himself defeated by...
That's how you do it. F-E-A-R. Now, if anybody out there knows pro wrestling, that's how you finish a man off. Shut up out there. USWA, I know you're bad, but I'm the baddest. 6'4". Look in the camera, baby. It's right there, man.
Okay, you proved your point out here. You can beat up a guy that just lost a match. You beat up a young kid earlier. There's plenty of guys in here. Brickhouse Brown, for one, is just the kind of a guy that you're not going to push around like you did some young man like Todd Johnson in there. You don't need to do that kind of stuff to prove it. You've got a reputation. You're a bad guy, and everybody knows that. Hey, let's just call it quits and say we had our interview here and get it over with. Okay.
Oh, you got the mouth, don't you? You can't back nothing up.
Oh, I'm not
Nobody here can back nothing up. I'm not here to play no games. I'll look in the camera to tell you. Pro wrestling's a marquee and the toughest business going, and I'm the baddest in it. And I fear no man that walks the face of this earth. You understand what I'm saying?
I think you've made your point.
Man.
I understand it. Okay.
No man.
Right. We're going to have to take a break. We're going to be back in just a moment. Despite some of the detractors around, I still love thinking back about the old great days of wrestling, Dave. We've seen a lot of them, and there are two cities, Memphis on June the 10th, Louisville, Kentucky on June the 11th are going to have. Hey, listen.
I don't care what you or anybody in this promotion says. You seen me out there. It took me 5 seconds to destroy a man that took Brickhouse Brown 5 minutes. So that proves one thing, fear and how bad Billy Jack Haynes is. Now, I want recognition in the USWA. 5 seconds I destroyed this punk, and 5 minutes for Brickhouse Brown.
Hey, everybody recognizes you. All right. Come on, Brick. We don't want any of this stuff out here. You two...
If he don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. What's your problem with me, man? You know me. You know what I'm about. What you mean it will take you 5 seconds, just took me 5 minutes? Billy Jack, let me tell you something. You got a problem, brother. Now, I understand you used to have a lot of personal problems in your life. But look, this is the place where I'm known for stomping and bumping suckers upside their knucklehead. You understand? I cut my teeth here, brother. So don't come out knocking me. I ain't got no problems with you, you understand?
Okay,
apparently, you need to get something off your chest. But I suggest you go get help somewhere, brother, because you look like you got a lot of things on your mind. But don't come out running me down. I ain't got no problems with you, you understand?
Now, wait a minute. Brick, you and I go back a long way, and I know you're bad. And I want to say one thing to you. My hand's out to you because I got a lot of respect for you, brother. You're a tough man. We've been down the roads. All I want to know is you got guts. You don't got no fear, and I'm glad you come out of here.
But first of all, that ain't the way it sounded to me with you out here lipping off at your mouth, talking about
man.
This and yak that. Hey, let me tell you something right now. What?
When a man's wrong, he got to admit it. I'm wrong. You're right. I want to shake your hand. You and me go down the road, and you're a bad bro, and I know.
Well, I'm just glad you acknowledge that, brother, because they ain't got no problems with you.
I like a man with guts, and you got it, or you wouldn't have come out here.
Exactly.
You got it.
Fine, guy.
That's got it.
Got
All
it
right,
all
man. All right.
set. Right. Okay, we've got, oh, yeah, great. Billy Jack Haynes waits till Brickhouse is walking off. He comes over and suckers him from behind, kicks him down, slams him on the desk, and now he's coming.
Now, there is rules in pro wrestling, but by golly, I don't follow none, and there's your punk. Fear, and I'm the baddest going in pro wrestling today, period.
You prove your point. Billy Jack Haynes jumping Brickhouse Brown. Brickhouse doesn't need anybody to defend him. He takes care of himself pretty well, but he waited till he turned around and he was going away from it. Okay, Dave, I've even gotten where to Sam Hill we were.
Well, we were talking about the special events coming up in Memphis
yes.
and Louisville. We want to take a special look back at some things.
Let's do that.
Memphis Memories. Boy, does that sound good, huh? I love going back in history and remembering all of the great wrestlers and all the great matches and all the great events that have been a part of the Memphis wrestling history and tradition.
You know, Memphis Memories on March 7th, 1994 was one of the most exciting wrestling events I've ever seen. I think one of my highlights was the Parade of Legends and the Hall of Fame ceremonies. Let's go back and take a look at Memphis Memories 1.
There isn't but one. The Diamond Ring and Cadillac Man. Here comes the Sputnik Man. One more hand in appreciation for all of the legends who have given us a tremendous career of our legends of Memphis wrestling.
No one deserves to be in the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame any more than this man, Lance Russell.
Thank you, Dave.
Jumps Tommy Wolf already. Rich jumps in the lane, grabs Christopher, and Todd is going to call for the bell.
The referee has called for the bell. There we go. It's difficult to ring it because the bell ringer was stolen by Terry Funk.
Ooh, I love seeing that old footage, you better believe, and it was indeed an honor to be inducted right along with all that great talent into the Hall of Fame. I'm really looking forward to the Memphis Memories too, Dave, and on Saturday, June the 10th, it's going to be happening right at the Mid-South Coliseum.
And once again, this promises to be a must-see event, a super spectacular card, many great events for the fans. One of the fans' favorite parts of Memphis Memories was the chance of Golden Circle ticket holders to attend an autograph session and a party with the stars and legends. Let's go back and take a look at this event from last year.
That's fun.
I got to say, I miss
Yes, sir. You bet. Game loaded with pins.
You enjoying yourself?
Yes, I am.
Well, good, good. What do you think about this Memphis Monday Night Memory?
Oh, it's something to come back again.
Okay, we're going to sign the autograph here for you. You've got quite a few over here also, too, don't you? Hey.
One for me and one for the baby.
This year's party will include all the great legends, current USWA superstars, and you can't party in Memphis without barbecue. And that's what we'll have on June 10th in Memphis.
Looking forward to it, you better believe that. The theme of this year's Memphis Memories will be a special tribute to one of the most famous names in wrestling history. We're talking about the man that is often imitated but never duplicated, the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Yeah, Jackie will be returning to Memphis Mid-South Coliseum to be inducted into the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. Jerry Lawler hosted a special feature on the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Let's hear it right now from the King.
The fabulous Jackie Fargo. You know, every kid has a hero, or at least they should have. And I can remember back in 1967, my father and I, every Monday night, would pack into the car and head down to the Ellis Auditorium. And I couldn't wait for Jackie Fargo's match because you absolutely never knew what to expect from the Fabulous One. He was my hero, and he was a lot of people's hero here in Memphis, Tennessee. And right now, we're going to take a look back at Jackie in action.
Broke off a piece of the step and just blasted the Moondog. He just hit referee Jerry Calhoun. Well, they wanted to even things up, and I'll tell you, Fargo's done it.
You know, one of the questions I get asked most often is, King, how'd you become the king? Well, it all goes back, believe it or not, to the fabulous Jackie Fargo, because after he had helped me get into wrestling, I wound up wrestling against Jackie. And I'll never forget making an interview one day, just a casual remark. I said, Fargo, you've been the king of Memphis for a long time, and you're looking at the man who's going to knock you off your throne. And somehow, with a lot of luck and I think maybe a little help from a guy by the name of Sam Bass, I was able to win that match. And from that day on, a lot of the fans started calling me the king. So I got Jackie Fargo to thank for that. You know, a lot of wrestlers have Jackie Fargo to thank for an influence that he had on their career. A couple of guys that come to mind, he had a major influence on. He changed their entire lives. They were Stan Lane and Steve Kern, a couple of single wrestlers who Jackie Fargo put together and made them the Fabulous Ones, to carry on the tradition that the Fabulous Fargos had started. And you know what? At Memphis Memories, they're going to be reunited along with Jackie Fargo. You're going to see the return of Stan and Steve, the Fabulous Ones. You know, right now, I feel like a lot of you fans out there, I can't wait for Memphis Memories 2, because it's going to be our chance. That's right, I said our chance to see the fabulous Jackie Fargo once again. Jackie Fargo, he always did it his way.
Hey, what an announcement from the king. In honor of Jackie Fargo, Stan Lane and Steve Kern will reunite for the first time in 5 years as the Fabulous Ones. What a night.
Hey, advance tickets for this event will be on sale this Monday at the Coliseum. Now, be sure to get your Golden Circle tickets now. Memphis Memories 2 is coming, and it is going to be loaded.
And next week's television program will be a very special one. Some special guests, a look back, and also more information on Monday Night Memories. So be sure and join us for a must-see program next week.
I'm excited about that one. More legends, more stars next week. Be with us for Memphis Memories.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I love it. It just is something to look back on. And hey, listen.
Now, look, we told you to
I
sit
got
down
something I
over
want to
there.
say. I'm sick and tired of hearing about these old men.
You don't have to sit around here in the audience, and you can just get out of here anytime.
You know what?
We got people.
I think
here
it's
to let-
great that you people are allowed to come from your nursing home every Saturday morning and be here. Now, do you know who I am?
No, I have no idea who you are.
What, have you been living your life in a cave? I am Brandon Baxter. I am the greatest manager in the history of professional wrestling. And not only am I the greatest, I am the best-looking manager in the history of professional wrestling. And I came here because I've heard a lot about the USWA, and I wanted to see it firsthand. And what have I heard today? Nothing but a lot of talk about old men, people who have been dead for over 100 years. I could care less about Memphis. I could care less about Memphis Memories. I could care less about the USWA.
I could care less about what you could care about. I'll tell you, we respect the past here, and we love the traditions that we've got here.
Are you a little bit hot under the collar, old man?
Yeah.
Are you a little bit
Keep your
mad?
hands off
Okay.
them, too.
I'm sick of these homeless people over here giving me a problem. These USWA people need to show me respect, because I am
singular, the greatest manager in the history.
Yeah.
What? Did he forget his walker?
Tell you what you'd better do. You just better find your way, and these guys will escort you out of here.
Hey, Jerry Lawler, did you leave your walker at home, old man? This is a new generation.
Is that
I
all
am
you
what
got on
wrestling's
your
about.
mind?
I am professional wrestling.
You are professional wrestling. You hear this clown, Brandon Baxter?
No problem. Yeah, we got a little problem already, Brandon. You're out here running your little mouth about how you don't care anything about Memphis. You don't care anything about the USWA. You don't care anything about the past. You don't care anything about our fans. All you care about is yourself, right, Brandon? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Me, Lance Russell, Dave Brown, and all of these people, we don't care anything about you, punk. You got no business being out here. As a matter of fact, you are, it's almost sacrilegious to have a jerk like you come out here when we're talking about some of the greatest names that have ever stepped in a wrestling ring. When we're talking about somebody like the fabulous Jackie Fargo, to even see a little scrunched up face like yours, it makes me hot. Do you understand?
I told you you better get out of here. Well, I'll tell you what, then. These smart aleck punks that come around like that. Thank you. Just irritates me no end. A guy like that who's living off of what the great legends have done.
Who ever heard of anybody named Brandon Baxter? I certainly haven't. And to have him come out here and talk about how he's the greatest manager in the history of wrestling, we're talking about history. You want to talk about history and managers? Let's talk about Sam Bass. Let's talk about a man that was my manager. Let's talk about a man that gave his life for professional wrestling. Not some young bleach blonde punk like you, some Johnny-come-lately, wet behind the ears, Brandon Baxter. Don't ever show your face back here on this TV again. If you do, you're going to get more of the same.
Jerry, talking about memories, which we dearly cherish. I don't know that you cherish this one so much, but Joe LeDuc is a name that pops up and is going to be back in our presence.
I want to tell you, Lance, I've been around wrestling for a long time, and I've faced them all. I've been in the ring with from Hulk Hogan to I mean, just name them all, and I've faced them right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I get asked a lot of times, who is the toughest man that you have ever been in the ring against? Who's the toughest man that you ever faced? And it's a long list. You got to think. You got to think long and hard, because I've had a lot of guys do a lot of things to me, and a lot of guys are tough for different reasons. But if you had to put it all together, if you had to take a man who had strength like Superman, if you had to take a guy who, I don't care what you did to him, it didn't faze him. He's just impervious to pain. If you had to take a guy who was just way out in left field, he didn't care what he did to anybody. He didn't care how bad he hurt people. And if you had to take a guy who just didn't have it all together upstairs, you had to come up with the name of the lumberjack from Canada, Joe LeDuc. This guy put scars on me. I'll tell you this, Lance. Right here on this TV show, right here, standing right here, he came out one day and he said, you know what? Up in Canada in the lumberjacks camps, if there's ever something that you want to make sure you do, you take a blood oath. You remember it, Lance. You were holding the microphone.
Never forget it.
And he said, I'm going to take a blood oath that one of these days I'm going to eliminate Jerry Lawler from wrestling. And he took that big double-bladed axe of his, and he just sawed on his arm until the blood ran right down his arm, and he sliced his arm open to put a scar on his body so that he would look at it and remind himself every day of the oath that he took to get me out of wrestling. Well, after that, Joe LeDuc picked me up one night at the Mid-South Coliseum over his head, ran to the edge of the ring, and threw me, Lance, at the table you were sitting behind, the announcer's table, from about 15 feet in the air, and I landed right on the edge of that wooden table, and it severed the muscle in my right leg. And that left a nice scar, and then I had to have surgery after that. So you see, I got 2 scars on my right leg that I look at every day. So, Joe LeDuc, the way I see it, I owe you one, brother. And he's coming back. They're bringing Joe LeDuc back for Memphis Memories. And you and I are going to get in the ring and face each other one more time, Joe LeDuc. That's right. And like I said, I owe you one. I got 2 scars to your one. And at Memphis Memories on Saturday night, June the 4th or June the 10th, we're going to even the score 2-2. So bring it on, Joe LeDuc. I can't wait.
Jerry, I want to share with the folks out here some footage on Joe LeDuc, just to remind them of the package of terror that this guy could be. Take a look at this. Ooh, boy, look at those eyes.
That's right. Look in the eyes. Nobody's home. You saw it right there. You saw him throw me on the table. Like I said, Joe, come on back. Memphis Memories. We're going to even the score.
You saw it, Joe LeDuc. And there goes the king with that unified belt. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment.
Lance Russell, let me tell you something. Let me tell all you people out there, let me tell Doug Gilbert and his crew something. When it's time to hang their boots up, brother, I will pick the time and I will pick the place. And I'm going to tell you something, Billy Jack. I think you've bit off more than you can chew with Brickhouse brand.
Lance Russell, I'm just having a tough time figuring out which one we want to pin. I sure would like to see Tommy Rich bald-headed or Brian Lee leave. We got a lot of decisions to make, guys.
That's right. It's the big dream match. And I know this team right here has a lot that we can lose. I can lose my hair. There's a lot of things that we can lose. But we're not planning on losing because, like I said, this is a team. We have seen the light. We know that it's going to take teamwork to beat you guys. But what about it? Hey, would you like to see Tommy Rich bald-headed? I would love to see that. That'd put a big smile on Brian Christopher's face, baby.
If JC Ice gets pinned, man, I got to go back in there and face 4 giants by myself. But I got enough faith in my team that you ain't pinning JC Ice or any of these other guys, because Brian said we are a team, baby.
I love your teammate
going right here, too, brother.
Okay, buddy, let's go to Corey.
Man tag match. As a matter of fact, I think we'll do the introductions from right here. We're underway with this thing already. You got Mr. World Class, George III, the Gambler, and Iron Man Jimmy Harris.
We rang the bell on a barroom fight.
Yeah, everybody is in there. There's like, I don't know, 120 or 30 people in the ring, it looks like. I don't know if it's possible for the referee to ever get this sorted out.
No way. Bill Dundee tied it up with Gorgeous George III. Wolfie D over there with Mr. World Class, the Gambler, and J.C. Ice. Brian Christopher and Iron Man Jimmy Harris, they each have somebody to go after. And Dundee got tired of firing away at Gorgeous George III and pounded over on the Gambler now.
We've got to take a break. We're going to be back to wrap it up. Stay with us.
Well, we were kind of right in the middle of the fight. Look at these guys go. Oh, all this time we had all the plans, get it ready, set, ring the bell, start the match. We've been doing it wrong. What you do is throw a bunch of mad dogs in the middle of the ring and let them go at it. Well, it was kind of fun, wasn't it?
It was. They were really going at it a while, but it was pretty obvious that the referee was not going to be able to get control. I mean, he's just one man. There are 8 or 10, as I said, looked like 100, 120 of them in there going at it. And the action was wild, but no way to really get it started. And now, unfortunately, we just don't have time to get them out of here, bring them back in, and get anything going that means anything.
Well, you know, we sit here, and sometimes you get a little irritated when guys like Billy Jack Haynes come out and take over, and they go up and beat guys up. Boy, he is a bad one, I'm telling you for a fact. But sometimes when you see these spontaneous brawls that just break out, when all of these egos and all of these guys get together and decide they're going to fix it, brother, it gets to be kind of fun. And I kind of like to sit back and watch
That's
it myself.
exactly what it was. That's an excellent point. It's ego is what took over, and everybody had their own, and everybody was like every man for himself.
I love it in the USWA. My friend, you never know what to expect, and that's why we have it every single week right here. Dave, we got to get out of here. For Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying you join us again next week. We're looking forward for USWA Championship Wrestling. Till we see you at that time. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on the program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.